Well, good morning, everyone. We're here at the garden. I wanted to do a short video, or we wanted to show you what we had and what we had started years ago when we first moved here. And it perennials down on this side of the fence, and on the other side in the small garden up there on the top, it's mostly annuals, but there are some perennials in there also. These are the roses here that we had bought from a local vendor, and then these white flowers we brought down from Pennsylvania. We have raspberries growing in this bed, starting to bloom, and then one of my favorite are blackberries, and these are thornless blackberries here. Here's the oldest strawberry bed right here. It is probably 5 years old. This will be the last year for it. And then there's an apple tree right there, and then we have two peach trees. As you can see, they're loaded, but we always have pest problems with the peaches, and we can't seem to get by that. So we're still working on that. Pear trees right here, and there's the second one up there, and then finally an apple tree that we planted a couple years ago. I dug it up last year, and boy, that was a sight to see processing that. If you ever want something that'll make your eyes water, that will. And here we have asparagus. This is the oldest asparagus bed here, and you can see it's starting to go to seed, which we had pretty much a lot of asparagus this year. And then here's an annual. Here's some Swiss chard. We just put it down here. We'll let it get bigger, and then we'll take the cage off. And the deer like to feed on it a little bit. Hopefully it'll keep them away from the strawberries. Big strawberries, but these are pine berries, or those pineapple strawberries. And we planted them last year, and it looks like we're going to get some crop off of it this year. So we'll just come up through here. And then here's artichokes from last year, the bigger ones, and then we planted a couple more seeds this year because we know some of them won't make it through. And then our newest asparagus bed is right there. And here's the other strawberry bed that we'll be replacing this year in the fall or in the springtime. Here are the chives. We just let them flower. And then a little strawberry bed here where we have taken some of the runners and put in more Swiss chard. And then this is something we put in this year. They're called a Jerusalem artichoke. So with that said, we're hoping to try it out. They're supposed to be tubers, so we're just going to see how that works. And right here is another blackberry. I think I planted too many blackberry plants in one space. But anyway, you can't ever have enough blackberries. So we're coming down alongside. You can see these blackberries here, and you got a pollinator in there. Just a beautiful thing to watch. And then here are the grapes. Last year we did well. You can see they're starting to fruit. Get you down through here. If all goes well, we'll do well this year on grapes. We always have visitors in here. Rabbits like to come in and visit. Oh, there's one last thing. There's some boysenberries there in front of the shed. My brother-in-law Champ, he put a fire pit in for us here this week, which is really nice of him. And then this is where we come and relax, read a book, or work on the garden. So I usually will plant like 5 or 6 tomatillas. Well, I planted 2 with a couple on the side just in case they don't take off. They look pretty good, the tomatillas do. There's some blackberries in here. We put some rhubarb up here because last year we couldn't get it to grow. And then we've got cabbage, as you can see. Then we've got jalapenos in this bed. We've got onions here. Then we've got, this will be a black raspberry, and this will be, I believe, a yellow raspberry. And then again, more horseradish there. As you can see, I did put a watering system in up here, or we did. So we put some cucumbers here, and we're going to see if this will work for like a climbing. This is our most invasive. They're the red raspberries, and then right alongside of them, right there on the end, is the black raspberries we got from a neighbor here. And here we have tomatoes in the back row. And we've got some beets, and then onions, and then again, we try to put a couple basil plants within our garden. So as we move along, this is PI lettuce that we'll go ahead and harvest here. It's coming up pretty good. And then a row of tomatoes in the back. Those are red pear tomatoes, if you're wondering. And then some blackberries. Right here we have a nectarine tree. We got this one online, and boy, it's growing well. Not fruiting that much. There's a couple pieces of fruit on it, but this is only the third year. And then as we look, there's garlic and radishes in this bed, beets and cilantro, and you can tell the cilantro bolted already. Some yellow raspberries right here planted, and then as we move around, red raspberries, and then another grapevine we put in. You can see it's fruiting too. It didn't have any fruit last year. And then a tomatillo, we snuck one in here. I just couldn't help myself. And it looks like we have some fruit here, but if you can see, we have some bugs that have attacked us. Here's 2 cherry tomatoes, and then some Swiss chard. And then this is our early girl row. We always like to try to plant a row of early girls. I think there's 17 in there. We plant a Roma this year. So this will be a tomato trellis or a tomato gateway once they start growing. I had these tomatoes here. I had them on the other side where the cabbage is last year. So this year I said, well, I'll put those tomatoes on the back side and plant a row of cabbage because we want to do some sauerkraut this year. So as you can see, this cabbage is doing pretty well. It's been in for about a month and a half now. And then we got a little lettuce I threw in there for the bunnies so they'll leave the cabbage alone. Anyway, now I got a shadow one coming. So we're coming down on the end. We got a little rhubarb action going there. And then this is an Asian pear tree. We get about 20 or 30 fruit off of it for the last 2 years, and boy, I just can't say enough good about it, how good those pears are. And we picked this last tree that we've put in, and it's an apple. It's a red delicious. Just give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. And I love that verse. You hear me say it every time I do a video. But there's a lot of things that are going on in our family, probably just like yours. Come to the Lord with request and petition, but we also know that he is sovereign, but before sovereign, he's loving us. Only we have an advocate, and his name is Jesus. So with that said, we come to Jesus and we give him thanks and just praise his name for what he did for us on the cross, for he is worthy of all of our honor and praise. We give him glory this day, and we thank him for this garden. And we'll do another video come harvest time. Have a great day.